Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Holly with Colorful Crafting, and I'm here today to do a short whip and chat so I could tell you the sad tale of the nightmare custom that I received yesterday. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet today because roommate Tom had to run out and pick up his car, and when he gets back, which would probably be in like 20 minutes or so, we have some errands we have to run. I wasn't planning on doing this today, but I figured I had all my stuff out because I just filmed an unboxing for China Mail, so I figured I would do this now. And plus you get to see me work on my owls, which is my very first square diamond painting, and I am in love with it. Not only am I in love with how it's turning out, but I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I really much prefer the square drills to the round. And I don't see that much of a difference in the sparkle either. But yes, I love this so much. So much. Oh, speaking of love, I just got this diamond painting pen yesterday from Cindy. Thank you so very much. And she sent me an extra ink pen as well to go along with this, so I really appreciate it. And I will link to her Etsy store in the description box. So, okay, so let's get started. I'm just going to, I only have this tiny little square here uncovered because I know I'm not going to be doing this for very long. Okay, so as some of you, oh, let me just show you how I have this in the containers. I even like the container, the way I did the container for the drills. Yeah. Anyway, so as some of you who've been watching my channel know, I was extremely excited about the customs that I had ordered. I ordered 3 from 2 different stores. I ordered 2 from Huacan and 1 from Evermoment, and I was very excited about all 3. And the first one showed up yesterday. Let's see, which number? Okay, we're gonna do the down arrow, which is a blue. Which is this one. Okay. Yeah, so I've been really anticipating getting the customs. And I went big on all 3 of them. I believe 2 of them were 60 by 90 and 1 is 60 by 80, which I now know is really probably too big. But they were the first ones that I had ordered, and I knew the pictures that I chose were very detailed. But probably in the future I'm not going to go that big. Of course, right after I ordered the customs, I see Ella's channel where she's talking when she's talking about just that, about how you don't always have to get the biggest size in order for it to look good. But so anyway, it showed up yesterday, and it is the first one that I ordered, which is for Discworld, Terry Pratchett, which is, that whole series of books is extremely near and dear to my heart, and this particular picture I used is one of my favorite pictures. And I was very excited, kind of nervous at the same time, because I knew the picture was probably going to be problematic, and but when I sent it to them, by the way, it was a Huacan. When I sent it to Huacan, and we had this whole back and forth discussion about, I am not finding popping drills on this thing, am I? No. Okay. So when I had this back and forth discussion with Huacan, I was like, you know, this is my first time ordering a custom. I really don't know what size I should do. And he came back with, well, I would get the biggest size that you can afford because of the detail. And of course, you know, they're a company, they want to make money, that's fine. But they sent me 2 different previews. One was a preview for I think it was a 50 by 70? I'm not 100% sure on the sizes. I would have to go back and look on my phone because I have all of the conversations. And then they sent me the one for the 60 by 90, and the 60 by 90, obviously, you know, it looked better and there was more detail. And one of the things that I was worried about was that the background would look a little muddy because it's this sort of grayish tan color, the background. And I brought that up to the person and I'm like, how is the background gonna look? Is it gonna be like really washed out? And they're like, no, it should be fine. It should be fine. Look at the preview. And everything that I like questioned, they just kept coming back with, look at the preview, look at the preview. So I went ahead and ordered it. And then right after I ordered that, I went and I ordered the second picture that I was thinking about, which is also Discworld, but not as detailed, not as busy. And the more that I thought about it after I ordered it, the more I kept thinking to myself, this picture, you never should have used this picture. It's probably going to be a mess. So flash forward to yesterday and it comes, the box is absolutely demolished. I don't know if it was, well, first of all, this is the box that had been sitting in Chicago for, I think, like 10 days. So I don't know if the damage occurred in Chicago or back when it was still in China. But both ends of the box were ripped open. It was wet. You could see that moisture had gotten into the box. But thankfully, even though the box was wet, it didn't look like it had done any damage to the canvas. So I was extremely grateful for that. And then I opened the canvas and I wanted to cry because it looked so terrible. It's just this blob of color and not even that many colors. It's like a bunch of browns and tans and greens and you can't even tell what anything is. And I will freely admit I only looked at maybe the first half, like one side of the canvas because I got so upset. And I know it's silly to get that upset over a picture. I have so many pictures to do and so many that are still coming. But it's just, you know, it's the fact that it was my first custom. I was so excited about it. I purposely waited until I found a picture that had real meaning for me to order my first custom. I had gone back and forth with this person from Who It Can and they kept saying, no, it'll work, it'll work. And for it to turn out like that, it was just, yeah. It was like the cherry on top of a crap sundae for me yesterday because I didn't have the best day to begin with. So I saw that and, you know, I think it had 49 colors in it, but it was mostly, like I said, it was mostly browns and tans and a lot of black. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to inventory this right now. I'm going to roll it back up and I'm going to put it in my closet and I'm not going to think about it right now because it's just going to make me upset. So will I work on it? Yes, absolutely. I paid for it. It's here. I am going to at least give it a try. I didn't give up on my malformed elephant. I'm not giving up on this. Oh God. So, but have you guys, any of you had like a nightmare experience with a custom? Because pretty much the only thing that could have gone wrong that didn't was that the canvas didn't get wet. But everything else went wrong. It was ripped open, the box was a mess. The canvas itself, you can't even you could stand back at the end of a football field and not be able to tell what the hell it is. It's just, yeah. And I am blaming myself 100% on this. Well, maybe 75%. Because, like I said, the Who It Can person kept telling me that the picture would work. It looked nothing like the preview they sent me. Absolutely nothing. Because the preview looked fine, you know. It didn't look perfect. It wasn't an exact replica of the picture, but it looked fine. But yeah, I'm totally chalking this up as a learning experience. In the future, I will pick better pictures to use. And the other two that I'm using, or that I used for my customs, I know will end up working better. So, and I'm not giving up on Who It Can either because, like I said, I still have another custom coming from them. And it just kind of makes me feel sort of, you know, makes me feel dumb. Because I was saying to myself the whole time before I ever ordered the custom, I'm like, maybe you should pick something else. This is the whole reason why I was, you know, I had the other picture that I ended up also ordering a custom for, was because I was thinking maybe this picture isn't gonna work. Do you really want to waste your time and money on something that's not gonna look good? But I went ahead and did it anyway, and yeah. Do I wish that they had been one of those companies which, against their desire to make money, they would have said, you know what, this picture is just not going to work. There's just so much going on. It's just not going to come out. Yeah, I do. I kind of wish that they would have just said, you know what, do you have another picture? Or do you want to crop it down and only use part of it? But you live and learn, and you know, they probably deal with so many customers on a daily basis. But yeah, so that's my sad tale. I wasn't having a good day yesterday. So I actually, when that came, and the mail came at like 11 o'clock yesterday morning, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I wasn't sure which one was gonna show up first because I ordered them pretty much on the same day. So I was waiting. I saw the mail truck down the street, and I was waiting for it to come. And I opened it immediately, and I was like, I'm gonna just like look. And as soon as I saw the condition, I'm like, because I had every intention of doing it on camera and filming an unboxing. And I'm very happy that I did not film an unboxing, because I would never have uploaded it. It would have just been a bunch of, you know, it would have been me cursing repeatedly over and over again. That's all the video would have been. There would have been no information, nothing. So I'm glad I at least didn't waste my time doing that. But yeah, anyway, when I after that whole thing, and I rolled it back up, and I didn't put it in the box, obviously, because the box was damaged, but I put it in my little storage area of my closet that I have in my bedroom now, and I didn't diamond paint again for the rest of the day. That's how upset I was. Isn't that silly? That's so silly and childish. It makes me sound like I'm a little kid throwing a fit about a toy that was broken. But oh well. Anyway, so my expectations have been properly lowered for the rest of my customs. Yeah, I mean, I could have gone ahead and ordered all 3 from Evermoment, but I wouldn't have been able to order 3. I would have only been able to order the 1, because Evermoment is a lot more expensive than Whoacan. And so I have very high expectations that my at least my Whoacan custom will look really good when it shows up, because I picked a kick-ass picture. That's the one that I'm getting the Mother of Dragons from. Yeah, so anyway, I hope everybody's having a lovely day. I'm all right. You know, I feel better about things today. I did get more China mail. I just finished doing an unboxing of an Alice in Wonderland kit that I got from the Manhui store, and I've never used that store before, but I'm going to be using them more now, because first of all, the kit took 9 days to get here. From the date that I ordered it to receiving it today, it took 9 days, which is amazing. Usually it takes at least 2 weeks for me to get stuff. But the canvas was in good shape. The drills were nicely organized, and they seem like they have no trash or anything. The only issue I had was there's 3 symbols that are all like dark purple that I think I'm going to be having a few issues with when I'm working on it. However, when I put it on my light pad, I could differentiate the symbols, but it's still going to be a little tricky. But other than that, that was as close to a perfect canvas as I've ever gotten from China. So I was quite impressed. So I'm going to upload that video this afternoon. So that will probably be up before this one. So go back and watch that video immediately after watching this one if you haven't already. So what is everybody working on? I am still plugging away on my disfigured elephant. I keep going back and forth between malformed and disfigured, and that's terrible. I shouldn't say those things, but you know. I'm actually growing quite fond of my elephant because he's different. He's unique. And I like that. And even if it doesn't look anything like what an elephant is supposed to look like, I don't care at this point. I am, you know, I'm just enjoying the process. So, you know, one of the things about being on vacation this past week, I really thought that I was going to be finishing stuff, and I haven't finished anything. I haven't finished either one of my diamond art paintings. I haven't finished my book that I've been reading. I'm reading 2 books right now. I haven't finished either one of them. Oh well. We've been having really nice weather, although yesterday it was a little too warm. So I did spend most of my afternoon. I took all the clips off of my light pad because this is the one that I checked my Alice canvas out on, so it's slipping all over the place. And I'm also not using a light pad because I don't really need to, because there's enough light coming from the window for me to see. Yeah, so it was very very hot and humid yesterday, so I spent most of my day reading. And the physical book that I am reading is Last Stand of Dead Men by Derek Landy, and it is book 8 in the Skullduggery Pleasant series, which is much more well known in Europe than it is in America, although I'm very happy to see that they are now selling the actual books in America, because when I discovered the series years and years and years ago, I had to order them all from overseas. I had to order them from Book Depository in the UK. And when I tell people what it's about, they look at me like I'm nuts, because it sounds like a children's book on acid. And it's about a skeleton detective named Skullduggery Pleasant. But it's very dark, and kind of like the Harry Potter books. The early books were geared more towards children, but as the story and the series has gone on, the story has gotten much darker, to the point where I really don't think children should be reading the series. I think it's geared much more towards adults or late teens. And it is one of my very favorite series of all time, mainly because it has so much humor. And I love the cast of characters. And pretty much it's well, Skullduggery Pleasant is a detective who happens to be a skeleton. And there's a reason behind that, which I won't get into because it would take too long. But he meets this girl named Stephanie, whose uncle dies and leaves her his house. And her uncle had magic abilities, and she soon discovers she has magic abilities as well. And she sort of teams up with Skullduggery and he's her mentor, and teaches her how to control her powers, and all kinds of shenanigans and mayhem ensue. And this is book 8. They're up to book 12. I kind of took a hiatus. I read these books originally, like the first 6 books, back when I was reading like 2 or 3 books a week, and these books, all of them are very long. This book, the Last Stand of Dead Men, is 750 pages, I believe. Yeah, so I kind of read all of the books when I first discovered the series back to back to back. And I don't do that anymore because I burn out very easily on one particular series. but I'm very glad to be reading it again. And so I'm very much enjoying it. And the audiobook that I'm listening to is Clash of Kings. Is it a Clash of Kings? The second Game of Thrones book, that's what I'm listening to. I read the physical book years ago. It's the first time listening to the audiobook, and I'm about 250 pages in, the equivalent of 250 pages in, and I'm enjoying it. It's not as entertaining as the first book for me. There's a lot of sort of political details in this one that weren't really covered in the first book. Yeah, but I'm liking it. I'm still listening to it. Yeah, so as for what I plan on doing for the rest of the day, I don't really, well, besides going out and running some errands when roommate Tom gets back, nothing really. I gotta tell you, you guys know that I'm in the middle of a staycation right now. I don't go back to work until next Wednesday. And when I go back, it's going to be hell because it's the end of the month. It's Memorial Day, the week of Memorial Day, and yeah, it's going to be insane. I'm trying not to think about it, you guys. I'm trying really, really hard not to think about it because when I stop and think about it, it gets me all anxious. It's amazing how fast the anxiety comes back. All I have to do is think about my job for like 30 seconds. Is this the right one? Yeah, okay. Yeah, anyway, I don't really have any plans for the rest of the day. We'll probably, since it's a nice day again and not too hot, we'll probably sit on the back deck again after dinner, and I'll do some more reading. I'm hoping to be done with my book in the next couple of days, so I can at least say that I finished something. I mean, I'm not that, once I finish this square here, I'll be halfway done with my owls, and I'm close to being halfway done with my disfigured elephant. So there's still hope. I still have several days left. But I want to do these things because I want to do them, not because I'm trying to finish them. And I keep trying to remind myself that that's the whole point of doing this, is because it relaxes you, Holly. The whole, it's counterproductive to be doing something that stresses you out. That's supposed to be helping you relax. So last night, I have just been a video filming fiend since I've been on vacation. Probably because I know that when I go back to work, I'll be lucky if I'll be able to do a video a week. But I filmed my first Color With Me video. Because I couldn't bring myself to diamond paint at all, like I said, after I got the custom yesterday. And I've been thinking about going back to coloring. So I decided to just, whip a picture out and turn the camera on. And strangely, I felt very awkward. More with the actual coloring than with the talking, if that makes sense. I don't know why. I guess I felt weird because I felt like, well, I don't know if the people who watch my channel for diamond painting will be watching a coloring video. So I might be talking to different people who might not know anything about me. So I was struggling to figure out if I should be talking about myself or just chit-chatting about everyday things. Like just taking for granted that the person watching or listening to the video knows what's up with, with me, what I do for a living, blah, blah, blah. So I felt kind of awkward, so it wasn't my best effort. But I went ahead and uploaded it anyway. So, yeah, but I don't know. It felt a little weird coloring. I felt out of practice. And I was having a bad hand day because I have carpal tunnel. I have carpal tunnel mostly in this hand, but I have arthritis in this hand. I swear to God, I'm falling apart. If I'm alive when I'm like 70, I'll pretty much be like a head sitting on a chair. That's about it, because all my parts will be broken at that point. I'm sorry. I know that was very dark. I apologize. The universal sound of everyone switching to a different video. But yeah, so when I was trying to paint or color, my hand was shaking a little bit. So I was going out of the lines, and it was frustrating me, and I was like, yeah, you know. I kept apologizing. I'm like, well, my hand doesn't usually shake this much, but it was still all right. It was still fun to do something different. So right now it's just me in the house, me and Wonder Dog Byron. And we live pretty much out in the woods. I mean, we live in a town. We're not like in the wilderness of like South Dakota or Colorado or anything like that. But for around here, we live pretty much in the woods. And we had this incredible thunderstorm last night. It didn't last very long, but while it did, it was just so amazing because the lights, the sky was like, we have a lot of trees around the house, but every time we got a lightning strike, the whole sky lit up, and everything was just so quiet except for the storm. And it was really something. Unfortunately, it only lasted for maybe like 15 minutes. But I love storms. I'm not sure if I talked about that already. But yeah, I love, as long as there's no damage being done, like trees falling on houses or anything like that, I love a good rainstorm or a good thunderstorm. However, our dog, Byron, not so much a fan, so we didn't really stay out on the back deck during the storm because he was getting very agitated. And he is a senior citizen, and it is our mission to make sure he is as comfortable as possible. He's going to be 15 in October, and he is a large breed dog. So 15 is old. Well, 15 is old for most dogs, but 15 is especially old for a, he is a shepherd, he's a German Shepherd Golden Retriever mix. So he's a big boy, and he's showing his age now. Up until probably about a year ago, he was running around like a puppy, and it's been kind of sad to watch him slowly starting to age. He has a lot of problems with his back legs now. Although today and most of yesterday were good days for him. He was getting around really well. But otherwise, he's in, thank God, knock on wood, knock on my head, the vet, because he just had a vet appointment yesterday. He is in very, very, very good health. They're amazed by him that he is in such good health. But like me, his parts are starting to give out on him. But basically, it's just his back legs. He has a little trouble walking, but he's just as alert and lovable and loving and sassy as ever. And he's a little love bug, and he knows I'm talking about him because he just stuck his head in here. I'm in the dining room right now. He just went back out on the deck. He's like, I know you're talking about me. I said this when I made my, I think I said this last night when I was making my video. I was watching a video, an older video from Ella, kicking cancer's butt in diamond painting. And she did this tag that was really cool. There was a lot of unique questions. But I didn't think at the time, because I was working on my painting, I didn't think at the time to like write the questions down. So I'm gonna have to go back and I guess, rewatch her video because she didn't post the questions on the actual video. So, but I think it would be, a perfect tag for me to do, because not only does it have some interesting questions, but it's a good sort of get to know you kind of tag, which are the ones that I enjoy. Yeah. I really love this painting. This is the first painting that I am actually excited at the prospect of framing it. I know I will frame I Miss You, my Mandy Manzano one, but because I just absolutely love the way this is coming out. So you guys, I asked this before in another video and I don't think anybody responded. Do you prefer round or square? Because I know this is the first one I'm doing, but this working with squares was like a revelation for me, because I love the fact that, you know, right here I'm putting some diamonds in, and they're not all straight. Some of them are crooked, and that's okay, because when you fill in the other colors and everything fills in, boom, everything looks straight and uniform, and you don't see the canvas. There's no gaps. Well, there are, but like when you don't have the light pad on, you can't see the gaps. I love the effect of the squares. It just looks so much more neat and organized, and it's good for my OCD tendencies. So as of right now, I prefer square, but that could change at any moment. It could change in the next square painting that I do if it turns out to be problematic. So anyway. It kind of came on here sort of the spur of the moment, so I wasn't planning on what I was going to say other than telling you about my custom. So I'm kind of sitting here thinking, okay, what can I talk about now? I've been going for half an hour. I really thought that Tom would be back by now. I seriously thought this video would be like 20 minutes because I thought he would be back. But, yeah. Sorry, I'm searching to see if I missed any of my, and I did, because I was just getting ready to put them down. I think I got them all. I think I got all that symbol. Oh, and by the way, the blacks, the 310, best 310s I've seen. Because these were just, I mean, you'd think that it would drive me crazy having to do all this black, but I enjoyed it. It was a pleasure. I did the checkerboard method, and it went really quickly, and I can't say enough good things about this canvas so far. I mean, I have had to go back a couple times and adjust some of the drills. They're not popping out, but you know, if I'm sitting out when I'm doing this, I'm usually out on the back deck, and if it's dark out or it's, you know, my eyes are not the greatest, it's all user error. It's not that the drills are. This one is upside down. Hang on, I'm amazed that I can see that. Speaking of my eyes being bad. What happened to it? There we go. Do have my tweezers, but don't make me have to take my glasses off, people. Come on. There we go. Oh, there's another one that's upside down. What was I doing last night? Hang on. Technical difficulties. Okay. There we go. Okay. I think actually I am going to go ahead and sign off because yeah, that way I can clean off the table and get ready for going out to run errands when he gets home. Okay, you guys, I know this was a short one, so yeah. Anyway, I really hope that you're having a great day, and if you guys have any questions, leave me some love. I haven't really been getting that many comments. I've been getting some private messages from people on here, which is cool, you know, that's fine. But I would love to start getting some comments to respond to. And if you have any like questions or advice or anything like that, please leave it down below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you are enjoying what you're seeing. And I will talk with you very soon, you guys. Thank you so much again for watching, and have a great day.